What's going on, guys? It's Greg here, aka NYPrepper. It is Friday, October 6th, 2023, and I have some breaking news to share with you guys. Right now, it is 3:34 p.m. Eastern Time here in the United States, and we currently have two nuclear war command and control planes up in the air. We have one coming in from the Gulf of Mexico, and we have one going out into the Atlantic Ocean. So, U.S. nuclear forces are still on high alert, and very soon is going to be Putin's birthday. His birthday is supposedly tomorrow. So, we could expect potentially another test of the Burevestnik nuclear powered cruise missile. So Putin gave a speech at the Valdai Forum in Sochi. I want to read to you some of the highlights from his speech. And last night, Russian drones attacked the Odessa region of Ukraine. They damaged some grain silos along the Danube River last night. And we also have some breaking news coming from North Korea. A U.S. official has confirmed that North Korea has begun to supply Russia with artillery. And he said that it is not yet clear whether this transfer is part of a new long term supply chain or a more limited batch. It is also unclear what North Korea is receiving in exchange for these weapons. Okay, so just like I said a few weeks ago, when Putin went to North Korea and met with, or when, I'm sorry, when the North Korean leader Kim Jong un went to Russia and met with Putin, I told you that they reached an agreement on giving Russia artillery, ammunition, and grad launchers. And in my opinion, I think what's going to happen is Russia is going to help North Korea with their nuclear triad. I think they're going to help with nuclear weapons. And specifically, I think they're going to give North Korea nuclear bombers, because North Korea doesn't have any strategic long range bombers. So I think that's what they're going to get in exchange, because Kim Jong un expressed interest in the Russian nuclear bombers while he was there. And the Russian defense minister was showing Kim Jong un some of the Russian bombers. Okay. Here we have a picture of the Ukrainian president meeting with the Armenian Prime Minister Pashinyan. This is very, very interesting because we know that Armenia used to be allied with Russia, and Russia had what were known as peacekeeping forces in Armenia, specifically in the breakaway region of Azerbaijan, Nagorno Karabakh, which has now been taken back by Azerbaijan. But it's very interesting to see the Armenian prime minister hanging out with Zelensky. That is very, very interesting. So it looks like Armenia is now becoming a Western friendly country, and Russia has basically lost control of the Caucasus. Okay, that's a huge loss for Putin. It's a very strategic region for various reasons for Russia. The Caucasus are critical because they represent a geographic barrier from the Middle East into Russia proper, because there's a huge mountain chain over there, the Caucasus Mountains. And so, for Russia to be secure, they have to have control of the Caucasus. Historically, that's what Russia always tried to do, was to maintain control of the Caucasus, because that's a natural block from the Middle East. Okay, and any kind of influence or even invading forces coming in. So now Russia has lost control of the Caucasus, or they're starting to lose control, and so that's not a good sign for them. I want to just read to you some of the highlights from Putin's speech at the Valdai Forum. So he said that Russia must respond to constant geopolitical pressure. He said there will be balance in the world. No one will be able to force countries to live as the hegemon wants. Lasting world peace will only be achieved when everyone feels safe and knows that their opinions are respected. Russia continues to transit gas through Ukraine as it executes contracts with customers in Europe. So, very interesting. Basically, he's saying that the only way there's going to be peace is if the West basically compromises with Russia. And he said that Russian gas is continuing to flow through Ukraine, which is very interesting. Um, so basically, more of the typical stuff that Putin has always said. We have some breaking news coming from the Chancellor of Germany, Olaf Scholz, and he spoke with Zelensky in Granada, Spain. And he said that Germany is going to be giving some more Patriot missile systems to Ukraine. So let me read to you exactly what he said. He said, "In Granada, I once again pledged our support to Ukraine and announced that I would help with the delivery of another Patriot system to defend against air and drone attacks in the upcoming winter months." We also have some breaking news coming from the Swedish Ministry of Defense. They're saying they won't give fighter jets to Ukraine until Ukraine is a member of NATO first. Okay, so that's coming from the Swedish Ministry of Defense. We also have some breaking news coming from the Norwegian coast. Apparently, a Russian military plane flew in the vicinity of a British aircraft carrier and had to be intercepted by British and Norwegian F 35s. So here we have one of those F 35s, and here we have the Russian plane, some kind of recon plane. And so it flew in the vicinity of the HMS Queen Elizabeth, which I believe is the first and only aircraft carrier that the UK has, and this was off the coast of northern Norway. Okay, I want to share some video footage coming out of the South China Sea. We had a very close encounter between the Philippines Coast Guard and the Chinese Coast Guard. Here we have video footage that was released by the Philippine Coast Guard, and you can see these two ships over here. The one all the way in the back, and then the one on the left are Chinese Coast Guard, and then the one here in the center bottom is the Philippine Coast Guard. And there were some Philippine commercial ships that the Chinese Coast Guard was basically harassing. But look at how close they are. I mean, just literally meters apart. I mean, that's just insane. Okay. Here's another video released by the Philippine Coast Guard. You can see the Chinese Coast Guard. I mean, literally just like right next to this Philippine vessel here. Okay. Like, look at that. I mean, almost like touching basically. Okay. So a lot of tension in the South China Sea. We also have some breaking news coming from Turkey. Apparently, a Turkish cargo ship hit a sea mine in the Black Sea. So I'm sure Turkey's not going to be happy about that. And we also have some breaking news coming from the Defense Secretary of the U.S. His assistant said that if China tries to invade Taiwan, then the cost would be very, very high. This is coming from Eli Ratner, okay, the Assistant Secretary for Indo-Pacific Security Affairs. The cost for Beijing looks very high, and the risk looks very, very high. Okay. We also have some breaking news coming out of Pakistan. Apparently, they tried to test launch one of their missiles, and the missile failed and crashed into some kind of nuclear research facility. And the sound of the missile crashing was heard 20 kilometers away. This was the Shaheen 3 missile, okay, and it crashed, and there was a direct hit on some kind of nuclear facility there, okay. So that's pretty much the latest information that I have right now. I will be back tonight with another update. I might go live, but I'm not 100% sure yet. So I will let you know if I do go live, though. But I will be doing another update later on tonight. So until then, take care. God bless. And don't forget the three P's: prepare, practice, and persevere.